All right, so we're going to have to start talking about the Lions as underdogs again?
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's good, everybody? Matt Dery with you. It is Locked On Lions right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day on a Wednesday, August 20th and a Thursday, August 21st. Thanks for making us your first listen, everybody, and checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. Also, if you're on Instagram, please follow Locked On Lions. If you're on TikTok, follow Locked On Lions. We do not promote that enough, all right? So Instagram and TikTok, Locked On Lions, you'll get some videos on there and content. Please subscribe to our Locked On Lions YouTube channel as well. Everydayers, thank you. Shout out to all the people that watch and listen to the podcast daily. My man Chad Toms, the CT Lounge, Mitten State Sports, Brett, all those guys was on their show recently. Shout out to the CT Lounge. One of our everydayers that is out there. All right. Herd hierarchy came out yesterday, and I've gotten like 15 text messages from people. Do you see where Colin Cowherd's got the Lions in his power rankings, the herd hierarchy top 10? We will get into that because there's a bigger discussion about the national view of the Lions, which I want to get into. More hype for Isaac TeSLAA. I promised you a video, and we will play it for you. Yes. The kick heard round the world from Saturday as yours truly went down on the field and attempted a 20-yard field goal. I will show you that video. Maybe I should be added to the kicker list. We also have a call of the day today. If you want to be our call of the day, you can go to speakpipe.com/Dery podcast page, speakpipe.com/Dery podcast page. Leave a voicemail. We will play one for you today, and I will react to it. Lions off today. They're back on the practice field tomorrow in Allen Park at 222 for a joint practice session, just one, with the Houston Texans. Couple of things that the biggest thing that I'm really excited about and want to see from tomorrow is the Lions receivers against the Texans corners, who are very, very good, and the Texans receivers, Nico Collins, Christian Kirk, the first round pick Jaden Higgins against the Lions defensive backs. What's Terrion Arnold up to? Is he healthy? How is he going to do against guys like that? Houston's got a very good team. All right. They were a little bit disappointing last year, but they still won that division. CJ Stroud and company. I'm excited to watch and hear about the skill position folks, the receivers, the corners from both sides going at it in these joint practices. And then, of course, the two teams will play again on Saturday in a preseason game at Ford Field. Last chance for guys like Hendon Hooker and the like. Many of you want me to discuss Broderick Martin being one of the top pass rush win rate guys from PFF during the preseason. I watched Broderick Martin enough to tell you I don't know where that comes from, and I love PFF. So let's just pump the brakes on that. He has to make the team. His roster spot's in trouble. All right, so Colin Cowherd, before every season, does his herd hierarchy, where he does, in fact, go over his top 10 list of teams, right here, right now, before the season starts. And so he goes from 10 to 1. What I'm going to do is go from 1 to 10, because at number 10 are the Lions, and I think it's preposterous. Then I want to comment on what national people think and maybe how the perception of our football team has changed. Because for decades, this football team was a laughingstock. The organization was a joke. Nobody thought much of them. Then they became the new hotness, and now people are starting to knock them down a peg, which I don't quite understand. So Colin Cowherd heard hierarchy on Fox the other day. He had Philadelphia at number 1, saying they were the best team. Buffalo at number 2. Baltimore 3rd. Denver 4th, which I don't see. God bless Bo Nix, had a really good rookie year. The Broncos defense is very, very solid. They're well coached with Sean Payton, but they're not the fourth best team in the NFL. And they're not better than Kansas City. And they're not better than Washington, in my opinion. He's got Kansas City at 5. Then 6 through 10, all NFC teams. Seattle, Washington, the Rams, Green Bay Packers, and the Detroit Lions come in at number 10. So it's obvious that Colin is on the Packer bandwagon and believes that the Packers are going to win the division. I disagree with that. Let me ask everybody a question here. Number 1, who is the quarterback of the 6th best team according to the herd? The Seattle Seahawks. Oh, yeah. That would be Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold had a really good year last year. Really good year. When did Sam Darnold's demise, and it got so bad that the Vikings let him walk? When did that demise begin? Give you a second to think about it. That begun in week 18 at the corner of Brush and Adams at Ford Field when the Lions absolutely destroyed Sam Darnold to the point where the next week he wet the sheets and his career with the Vikings was over. Maybe he'll do well in Seattle. Maybe I'll be wrong about Sam Darnold. He had a heck of a year last year and made the Pro Bowl. He was very good weeks 1 through 17. The last 2 games, when it really counted, when it was nut crunching time, division on the line, terrible. Playoff game, season on the line against the Rams in a game played in Arizona, awful. Sam Darnold is going to lead a team that's going to be better than the Lions? Don't get me wrong. I like Seattle. Seattle's got a good team, well coached, potent secondary, all those things. But Seattle's not better than the Lions. Cowherd's got them at 6. Commanders at 7, you want to make that argument? Fine. They've had a rough off season. The McLaurin stuff is a distraction. Will Jaden Daniels be as good his second year as he was his first? I don't know. Rams at 8. How healthy is Stafford? Rams front 4 is ferocious. All right. I'm a big Kobe Turner fan. I love the Florida State connection. All those, whatever. Rams are a good team. All right. Packers at 9. You want to start splitting hairs here and talk about Lions versus Packers? Here's the bottom line. The Detroit Lions are not the 10th best team in the NFL. They're better than that. But there is a narrative out there. Oh, they lost their coordinators, and it's going to be just like Philly a few years ago. Do you remember who the Eagles' defensive coordinator was when they were in disarray a couple of years ago? Yeah, it was Matt Patricia. Kelvin Shepard's going to do a good job. Ben Johnson did a great job. Fantastic. I don't know if John Morton's going to do well. The jury's out. I'm more of a Shepard fan than a Morton, but let me tell you something. The Lions are better than the 10th best team in the league. All right? And for people like Colin, look, it's an opinion. I have mine now. But there is a narrative out there that this football team, without Frank Ragnow, with Lee McNeil out till November, without Ben Johnson, without Aaron Glenn, is going to take this massive step back. I'm not buying it. I'm not telling you they're a Super Bowl lock. All right? There's always going to be somebody that sneaks up that's going to be better than people think. Maybe it's Arizona. Maybe it's San Francisco. Maybe it's Dallas. I don't know. Maybe it's Minnesota. I don't know. Last year it was Minnesota. But the Detroit Lions are better than people are making them out to be. And a lot of people think, they were at the mountaintop 2 years ago. They were 30 minutes away from the Super Bowl. Then last year they won 15 games mountaintop, number 1 seed. This year, what if they're 11-win Lions, still win the division, and are healthy defensively? What if DJ Reed's better than Carlton Davis? What if Marcus Davenport stays healthy and joins Hutch on that D-line? What if this linebacking crew continues to get better? What if the offense turns out to be pretty good? And oh, by the way, what if Ratledge is a hoss at right guard? I'm going to bring up Isaac TeSLAA in a minute. That's another weapon that, it's funny how people go, this TeSLAA's good. Oh, but the Lions might only win 9 games. They might only win 10 games. They're going to take a step back. They're going to be as good as Green Bay. Who's Green Bay? What's Green Bay's quarterback won? A road playoff game against Dallas 2 years ago? Jordan Love was awesome in that game. Fantastic. You know who else won a road playoff game the last couple of years? Daniel Jones. Keep sleeping on this football team, national media. Are we going to be the underdog Lions again? Are we going to go back to that? Having to surprise some people? Is it the team nobody's going to pick? So the Lions had the target on their back last year. Everybody was up for that game, and they still won 15 games. Schedule is a murderer's row this year. But if people are going to start sleeping on the Lions, great. I'm all for it. I still think this team is going to be really good. All right, I mentioned Isaac TeSLAA. Very interesting video that the Lions put out from the sidelines the other day in regards to passing game coordinator David Shaw and Isaac TeSLAA. We'll do that coming up next. And you'll see me kick a 20-yard field goal at Ford Field. I promised you that. If you missed Ian Eagle yesterday, by the way, from CBS, he was amazing. This is Locked On Lions. And Locked On Lions for a Wednesday edition brought to you by Yahoo Fantasy. It's the best time of the year. NFL kickoff is almost here, and that means fantasy football season is back in full swing. This year, Yahoo Fantasy is turning things up with a fantasy football experience like never before. This year, me and Locked On Lions, we're playing on Yahoo Fantasy, and you should too, whether you're a first-timer or a veteran making your millionth league, all right? I've used Yahoo Fantasy forever, it seems like, and the updates they're rolling out this month are wild, but in the best way. Whether you're in on something new or you like sticking to a head-to-head leagues or jumping into public leagues, Yahoo's got you covered. Celebrate 28 years of fantasy football greatness. Yahoo Fantasy is dropping 28 big new features over 28 days throughout August. To kick it off, they just dropped Yahoo Fantasy Guillotine Leagues, a killer new way to play fantasy football on Yahoo where the lowest scoring team gets eliminated each week until there's one team left standing. The season around the corner, now's the time to get your league together and give this new mode a try. But if you're into the classics, you can still stay in head-to-head private leagues or join a public league. Stay tuned for more killer announcements and start playing Yahoo Fantasy Football now at yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. All right, back on a Wednesday edition of Locked On Lions. We will recap tomorrow's open practice with the Texans. Jake Riepma, who hosts the Lions Squad Show right here on the Locked On Podcast Network with Natalie Kerwin and Bradford Banta. Jake also does all the live post-game shows for all the teams on Locked On Sports Detroit, the postcast. We're going to have Jake on the show, get his thoughts on what's going on with the Lions on Friday, and then get you ready for Lions and Texans on Saturday, of course. All right, so let's do this. Isaac TeSLAA. All right, he's had a big preseason, and I don't have to go over the stats with you. Let me give you some stats, partner. But the guy's been great. Caught another touchdown this past weekend at Ford Field, and the Lions lost to the Dolphins. The Lions put out a video that was kind of a behind-the-scenes type of thing on their social media. And I saw it on the Jordan Schultz Twitter page at Schultz Report, Schultz_report. Lions passing game coordinator David Shaw came over to Isaac TeSLAA after his touchdown on Saturday and said to him, quote, and David Shaw is very well respected, great new addition to the coaching staff as well. Of course, the former Stanford head coach. And he said, quote, against you and any human being on the planet one-on-one, you'll come down with it, is what Shaw told the rookie, third-round pick. Again, he said, against you and any human being on the planet, one-on-one, you'll come down with it. That's pretty big praise. Basically, what Shaw is saying is, you're unstoppable. It doesn't matter who's guarding you. If it's thrown up there, you're going to go get it. You know, you wonder about how much he's going to be utilized. And I was listening to 97.1 yesterday, and Mike Valenti said something to the effect of, maybe this is the end of Tim Patrick, that maybe one of the tougher cuts the Lions might end up making is jettisoning Tim Patrick, who's on a 1-year deal, veteran player, had a really good year last year, but he's been injured in the preseason and training camp. They haven't played him in any of the games. What if Tim Patrick was let go so they could clear a spot basically for more touches and more snaps for Isaac TeSLAA? I'm not ready to go that far. I don't think they're going to do that. He's going to be on the team. We know this. This is not about making the team. Brad Holmes traded 3 draft picks to get him, swapping 1. So 2 and a swap to move up in the 3rd round to get a kid that at Arkansas did not really put up a lot of numbers, as we know. Didn't have a really good quarterback either. But he has been so good. Now you got assistant coaches coming over to him saying, one-on-one, you can't be stopped. So it does beg the question of how much he's going to play and what happens in the opener. Is he out there for series? I mean, who's he replacing? There's only so many footballs to go around. You've got 2 very, very good receivers already. And Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams. They're going to be on the field. Many of you have opined for, or you've pined. You've wanted David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs on the field sometimes at the same time. You got Sam Laporta. They love going 12 personnel sometimes and going 2 tight ends and having Brock Wright on the field. You got Khalif Raymond, a Dan Campbell favorite. You've got Tim Patrick, first down machine last year. Very good blocker in the run game. Where's TeSLAA going to play? But with the way they're talking about him and his own assistant coach is saying, you can't be stopped one-on-one when the ball's in the air. He's forcing his way out of the field. That's a good thing. This is a good thing. I can't predict yet what it's going to look like. And I will say this, I'm not playing that kid Saturday. Isaac TeSLAA should not play Saturday. We know what we have. Play the other guys. Do not risk injury Saturday in a preseason game. Number 18 should be on the sidelines, and that is it. I do not want to see him on the field. All right, so I made you a promise the other day. Here it is. Saturday, Ford Field, preseason game. Me, my wife, some friends, everyday listener, Turner Batdorf, and his crew. We hit the field after the game, thanks to the Lions and Tyler, Tran, Kyle England, everybody with the team that allowed some of us down on the field after the game. There were other fans out down there to kick some field goals. What's the ruling on this field goal that yours truly, Matt Dery, what's the ruling on this? I want your thoughts on my attempt from 20 yards out, left hash mark. Here we go.
Do it for Jake Bates.
Come on.
Oh! Just so close.
All right, video courtesy of Turner Batdorf's phone. There it was. I got it airborne. Here was the key. First of all, I missed it short. All right, it's a 20-yarder. I'm 52 years old. I was never a kicker. I was never a soccer player. I played high school tennis. All right, I was a decent basketball and baseball player. Never really kicked. I've kicked footballs before, but never like in a spot like that. I felt no pressure. As you saw, I lined up. I did the 3 steps back, the 2 steps over. I just wanted to get it airborne because the dudes that kicked before me, I don't remember which guys it was. One, I think, was one of Turner's buddies, and then one was some random guy. They shanked him. Like, they ran up and kicked him so hard, but they went like on the ground or they were just sailed wide left and low. I wanted to get it in the air and sneak it through. The angle that Turner videoed from, it looks good. My man, Drew Nickel, he's one of our everydayers, saw him today. He goes, dude, you shouldn't have said anything because that looked like it went in. I did one more attempt and I did the same thing, except I went wide right. And I sailed a little bit. But what's the ruling for me? Should I be ashamed of myself that I missed a 20-yard field goal? Other guys made them. Turner made his. His boys, Austin and Drew, these guys were drilling 30-yarders. Again, they're in their 20s. I just want to get it airborne. What's the ruling? Do I go on the kicker list? Am I as bad as Ryan Santoso in that Pittsburgh Rain game? I thought I did all right. I'm proud of myself because it looked good. It looked good. It was up in the air and just short. I got it airborne. I didn't want to top it like a golf shot. So there you have it. There's the kick from Saturday. Thank you, Turner and Lions, for letting us down there and for videoing, Turner. All right, let's get a call of the day in here. We'll do that coming up next right here. That was maybe one of the worst segments I've done. No, it was fun. Lockdown Lines. All right, who's looking for tickets to an event? Have you decided at the last minute you want to head down to a ball game with friends or family? Maybe you went down to see the Tigers and Astros today. Tigers with the sweep. Maybe it's game day and you suddenly realize you want to be in the stands. That's exactly where Gametime comes in. It's the easiest way to grab last-minute tickets without the stress. With the money you save on tickets, you can splurge on food, drinks, merch, or even invite a bigger group to come with you. Gametime makes it all possible. Gametime makes buying tickets simple and fast. Prices on the app actually drop the closer you get to first pitch. And they've got incredible last-minute deals, clear seat views, and a lowest price guarantee that takes the worry out of buying. All right. Bought tickets for on Gametime last year for Indiana basketball. My son and I went to the game against University of Michigan. I'm always on the Gametime app. I'm going to go probably see the Guardians play the Tigers later this year, and I will definitely go on Gametime. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, let's do this, everybody. We've got a call of the day. Once again, you want to be our call of the day. You know how you can do it. Just go to our SpeakPipe voicemail system at speakpipe.com/Dery, Dery podcast page. That is speakpipe.com/Dery podcast page. Tyler is today's call of the day, and he has a very interesting question, one I never really thought about, but take a listen.
Hi, Matt. This is Tyler from Wichita, Kansas, hometown of Barry Sanders. Let's go. I just had a quick question for you. If Jared Goff were able to win the Super Bowl for the Lions, do you think he becomes a Hall of Famer at any point? Would it just be up to stats at that point? You know, he got the Lions their first Super Bowl if that were to happen. Just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Let me know. Thanks.
All right, Tyler checking in from Wichita, Kansas. Yes, Barry Sanders' hometown, the Wichita Eagle. Remember, that was the newspaper that broke the story that Barry Sanders was retiring from the Detroit Lions. He sent a fax to the Wichita Eagle. Only Barry. Jared Goff. Here's Tyler's question. Jared Goff wins a Super Bowl of the Lions. Does that put him in the Hall of Fame? I don't think so, but look, if you win the Super Bowl with the Lions as their quarterback, shouldn't that automatically get you into Canton? Like, we're having the discussion about Matthew Stafford being in, right? And Stafford's numbers are crazy good, and they're better than Goff's. Stafford is, right now, not PFF, who has Stafford as a top 5 the quarterback tiers with Mike Sando, the Athletic, had him on the show. He's got Stafford top 5 right now, even at his age. And Stafford's what, 37 now, 38? Goff finally over 30. I don't know if Jared Goff is going into the Hall of Fame if this year, that was the question posed, if they win the Super Bowl. Here's the thing. Eli Manning won 2 Super Bowls with the Giants. Does Eli Manning deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? I don't see it. I don't think Eli Manning is a Hall of Fame quarterback. Do you? Now, last couple of years, I've seen these Hall of Fame classes in the NFL or for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I think they've been watered down a bit. I think they've been a little bit weaker, to say the least. But the Goff question is a good one because remember, he did play in a Super Bowl with a different team. That does mean something. So you got a quarterback that if he took the Lions to the Super Bowl and won it, you could say Super Bowl twice with 2 different teams, one in each, one in the with the Rams, one with the Lions. Not the same league, but you know what I mean. And winning a Super Bowl would be huge for him, obviously. But Hall of Fame, I don't know about that. I mean, like I said, the Eli Manning example is a good one. All right. Joe Flacco has won a Super Bowl. Trent Dilfer has won a Super Bowl. Those guys aren't going into the Hall of Fame. Is Jared Goff better than both of those guys? Absolutely he is. All right. No question about it. Is he in the Peyton Manning class? Tom Brady? Of course not. But with the way the voting has gone lately, and then what if his career kept going at this trajectory where Goff has only gotten better each year? And last year was a finalist for the MVP, finished in the top 5. That helps his cause. But it depends on the numbers too. Stats are a big, big part of it. But yeah, you win a Super Bowl with the Lions, man, you should automatically get in stride. Because as we know, it's been a while. 1957, the Super Bowl didn't exist at that point. Just it was called the NFC Championship. So that's a good question. I don't know. It's not, if he wins it this year, it's not automatic. No, not automatic. But discussion would start for sure. All right. Excited about tomorrow. Lions and Texans, a very good Texans team. Picked to win the AFC South again. Heck, I think Fraser High School might be picked to win the AFC South. They play with some of these other teams that are in there. But regardless, Lions and Texans, we'll get a full recap tomorrow right here on Locked On Lions.